6 o'clock. And we are the third umpires. Sorry for starting the show so late, of course. And also, I don't think we was online yesterday, but it's sometimes very, very difficult to be here every day, simply because of what we do. Yeah, simply because of what we do. Master Control, I'm not too sure if the music is on or off. I'm hearing it once I put up the once I take off the ads. But anyway, so I'm here. Good evening, and we will be just here for 1 hour today. And with me is Mr. Gerard Llanos, who, of course, is also with us doing the show this evening. And he is a visiting umpire. He will be here. You will see a lot more of him, more regular, of course. So good evening to those listening to us, wherever you are in the US, wherever you are in Canada, in Trinidad and Tobago, all our loyal listeners who are looking forward to seeing us and to moving with us very on evenings. Good evening. Some of you might be home already. Some of you might be still on your way home. And so you are listening. You can listen to us in your car. As I said earlier on, it's kind of difficult sometimes to be here early. We do other things during the day, and sometimes it's very difficult to be here on time every day. So
during the day, during the night,
yes,
during the morning.
Yes. So it's difficult, Mr. Llanos.
Yes, sir. Good evening, world.
Right.
Yes, and thank you for joining us wherever you're joining us from, and we're here to
referee
look
at the button. Look at the button.
Yeah,
and look at the feeling.
Let's play a little ball.
You know, one of the things I want to say very early, because this is becoming, we discuss this almost every day and every time, crime, and it seems to be on the increase. But you know, every day you see either murders, you see people missing, you see, it's kind of frightening. It's not just getting frightening, you're seeing it coming closer and closer to your doorstep. So you're asking yourself, what's next, when it will reach you. And that's how most Trinidadians are feeling. But I saw, I was following a story, and it's probably one of the good stories in all the bad stories, in between all the bad stories.
Good.
So many people missing. This gentleman was went missing some time ago, and he was found with his head decapitated and, you know, that kind of thing. But I saw another missing lady, some Shalana Waldron from Arima, somewhere there. She was found. She was missing since the 28th. And she was found like sometime yesterday or today. And she was found somewhere in Talparo. Yeah. Yeah. She was found sometime. Yeah. Yeah. She was found sometime in somewhere in Talparo. And she was found alive. And she was saying that she don't want to go back to where she was.
Well, she now come alive. She come alive in Talparo.
Well, somebody makes she come alive.
That's correct, sir.
Because
you're not happy for her?
Yeah, she was saying that people are saying that she's mentally ill and, you know, that kind of thing. But she's saying she's perfectly normal, and she just don't want to be where she was before. And she found somebody, she met somebody probably a few weeks ago, and she want to marry to that person.
Yeah.
She says she's in a happier place.
We happy for her. Ma'am, we wishing you all the best in your future endeavor.
Yeah, so we don't know, I don't know what was happening before, or where she was before, the place she was, and what was happening. But certainly she's saying that she is in a good place. Right. And she's also saying that not only she's in a good place, but she don't want to go back where she was before. You remember Francine sing a song a long time, right?
What, cat and dog running away?
Yeah, she said dog is running away, cat is running away. So woman, you could run away too.
Yes.
So this woman, like, she ran away.
Or maybe she just ran towards.
Well, she ran
She went where the love is. She went where the love is.
Certainly.
Yes.
And that's a good story.
Yeah, I think so.
Because sometimes people in a place and, you know, where you are not making you feel happy.
Yes.
You're not comfortable, you're not happy with the relationship you're in, it's making you stressing you out. Sometimes you're not saying anything, but it's just stressing you out and you're feeling like you need to run away. So there's someone like Shelana, if you're listening to us,
we support you.
we supporting you. You know?
Yeah. But you know, that's an interesting topic because you know there are men who are unhappy with the women they're with.
Let me hear this.
And there are women who are unhappy with the men that they're with.
So, okay.
Vice versa, one or the other.
Okay.
So I feel like men have a greater tendency, that's my opinion. Men have a greater tendency to stick it out with somebody that they're miserable with. I think that
really?
women, yeah, I think so. I think women have a longer fuse though.
Women have a longer fuse.
But it is go off.
But men don't go off at all.
Yeah.
So what men do? I mean, you tell me.
I think that men have a tendency to cope in negative ways. Some men are prone to drink, some men are prone to strange women, some men are prone to drugs. But by and large, I think that, and I mean the statistics in places that keep statistics. So in the US, I noticed from my work in finance and financial advisory, over 73% of divorces are initiated by women. That's an empirical fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, well, that I know.
Yeah. So
so men, you're saying that men would usually be not happy.
Yeah, they will cope poorly.
A relationship might be acrimonious,
yes,
but they will not be the one to initiate the separation.
They will not be the one to initiate the separation in many cases. Of course, you know, we can't speak for everybody in the world, but the statistics in places that keep statistics tell us that men are more long-suffering, but I think that women put up with worse because a misbehaved man is a penance all itself.
So when we talk about the battered woman syndrome,
it's a battered men. I know.
So yes, that applies to men too then.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
I think it's not so much men are hardly battered. It's just that men are more emotionally abused sometimes. And they probably tend to.
These ladies are solid these days.
No. What I'm saying, a man might be, and I talking from. I think putting myself into this thing, what I might do. So I might be mentally turned off.
Yes.
And be stressing internally, but I may not say anything. I may not be the one to initiate. If I by me,
yeah,
I wouldn't tell you to go.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. I think that is what you're talking about, that phenomenon. I don't know what to call that. Because I ain't getting abused, but emotionally I might be stressed in the relationship. And you say that men, that's what I can see happen to a lot of men. There's some men who might be violent and that kind of, but those who are not violent, that's how they might deal with the situation.
So Mr. Matheson, my mother was, God rest her soul, a community journalist in the community of Point Fortin. That's what I grew up around, you know, writing stories and people coming to her for help. Serious thing, you know. I remember it vividly. A gentleman came home by us in tears because all of this happening that day, you know. In the afternoon, he was sexually assaulted by 2 women.
How a man could be sexually assaulted by 2 women? In what way? Sexually
assaulted. To put it on radio-friendly terms. Man was sexually assaulted by 2 women.
You mean like penetration and thing?
Including penetration.
What did penetrate? Because I don't know how that could happen.
That happened in the 90s, But the crux of the matter is...
I seen a caller. Let me take this caller before.
Let them join the conversation.
Yeah. Good evening, caller. Caller, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What you're saying there, is that something already occurred?
I don't hear you. What's that?
What you are saying there, is that something that really occurred?
Well, let me continue this story. And then
Okay.
then you will tell me. So you will take the full context of it. Late night,
Okay. All right. Okay.
late 90s, gentleman came home by us in tears because he was sexually assaulted by two women on Guapo Beach. He went to the police station and the police laughed him out of the station. Told the gentleman he should say thanks. And the man came to our home to lament, and all this happened the same day. The last thing he did after the station is came by us. That story ran on the TNT Mirror, I believe, in the late 90s. And it is, I've heard mirrors of it over the years of men who face abusive situations.
But man ain't going to no station for that kind of thing.
Well, he did, and he was laughed out of the station. So, back to you, caller. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, I find so. I find that hard to believe too because,
Uh-huh.
I mean, think about it. I did ask you penetration. You say yes.
I say yes.
How a man,
Uh-huh.
how two women trying to rape a man,
Uh-huh.
how a man getting even an erection for penetration and that kind of thing to take place.
No, we're not talking about the man trying to penetrate the woman. You know.
So them penetrate him. How they penetrate what? The what?
With something. I was not adult at the time, so I don't know. I wasn't so steeped in the game.
Oh, you
there.
mean? Oh, well, that was. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that could be sexually assault too.
Yeah, he was assaulted.
Oh,
So,
fine.
but this story there, or the continuing concern there, is that I believe that stories or situations of males being abused, whether verbally or otherwise, are not taken as seriously by society and by the law enforcement as it is when a woman is involved. There is a disparity. Yeah? Or I believe there's a disparity. Let me don't speak definitively. And I mean, as a fellow man, how do you feel about when you hear a man abused? And I mean, now you know it's in fashion.
Well, no, well, I could understand a man being abused,
Yes.
physically and otherwise. That woman who will, it had them kind of situation where women will just put needles in here and not me, but women will put needles in here and
Yes.
and maybe they might have supporters who might be assisting them and they may be afraid of the brothers, the family, or whatever, and they will take the licks and the beat up and that kind of thing. And that could be considered abuse, physical and otherwise.
Indeed.
But in terms, a woman might be in a situation where she is working, she might be the breadwinner of the home, and she may have a problem with the man for whatever reason, but the man are wrong, and the man get that kind of abuse where she withhold food or she, that kind of thing. But I don't know if you say that, I don't know how many people say. Some people say, so why you don't just get up and go and get a job, and why you just get up and do certain things? But it's the same abuse.
It is. It
So-
is. And I mean, this is a mirror, and I mean, sorry, we do have a long time to dissect the conversation, but I mean, we have to be cognizant that men face their own sets of psychological and social pressures,
Correct.
and we've been speaking so much about the rise of male suicides. Last year, I would have done a symposium with the Human Resource Management Association about men's mental health. And the pressures, and we had a very nice panel of leaders in business and leaders in entertainment, etc. And some of them big up Jaiga. I mean, Jaiga's contribution in that forum was very instrumental. It's things that men don't feel safe to
This guy
say.
from the single parent, single fathers
Association. Mr. Fields?
feels.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us some very alarming statistics some time ago. It was headline, as a matter of fact, where he
Yeah.
talk about paternity, and he talk about, I think it's 1 in 4 or something like that. 1 in 4 children born are not necessarily the father of the
They
child.
get jackets.
Right. Yeah. So that too adds to, that kind of thing, if you want to call it that. But sometimes we trying to go is a kind of strange place, eh?
It can be.
Because I don't know if it's a cultural thing, because of the amount of how happy we are, the amount of linemen, the amount of entertainment, outside the family that takes place and that kind of thing. It lends for certain kind of things to take place. So I guess we probably like Italy and that kind of thing. We are very promiscuous kind of
I don't think we're very promiscuous. No. I will tell you my observation. We are very monotheistic. Is that the correct word? As a society, we subscribe to spiritual values.
Okay.
So we like the idea.
So if you subscribe to spiritual values,
Yes.
in the way you talking,
Yes.
where fields get a kind of statistics from?
Well, I will tell you what I believe it is. Now, I spent a number of years working in HIV and AIDS. So it's a topic that I got a great appreciation and some formal training and some formal exposure in. So what you find and this is why the Caribbean unfortunately has led the world in new infections so many times in the past 20 to 30 years.
I thought it was Africa, but okay.
No, I mean right after sub-Saharan Africa is Caribbean. Yeah, we've been second, and some bad years we've been first per capita.
Okay.
So what we have is a very moralist attitude towards sex and sexuality. Yeah? So we have these things we tell ourselves about it, but it doesn't change the fact that we have our vices and our appetites. And people, when they succumb to their vices and their appetites, they do so many times in an uncontrolled way. Yeah? So that is where you find whereas safer sexual practices are normal in other parts of the world, there's sometimes difficulty. I'll give you a good example. The homosexual community internationally has long enjoyed, using that inflammatory word, the pre-exposure prophylactics, PrEP. PrEP is a tablet you take before sexual activity that makes the transmission of HIV very, very, very difficult. So you find that men who have sex with men, it's a correct term that we use in the industry, MSMs have, for the most part in the developed world, sort of seen new infections go down, and there's been a rise in unprotected sex, but there's also been a rise in PrEP use.
So let me ask you something.
Don't ask me it yet, let me tell you the kicker. In Trinidad and Tobago, under the previous administration, our policy directive was, to my knowledge, anybody call in and tell me that I was wrong, our position is that we do not want pre-exposure prophylactics in our system. So it's not approved for Trinidad and Tobago.
I agree with that 100%. You know why?
Why?
Because that exposes you to risk. You become very risky.
And
Why would you
some arguments have been made.
Yeah, why would you take something knowing you're going and engage in unprotected sex, especially a man and a man? And I know you if you understand how
it works, yes. It's the riskiest sex.
It's risky because of the amount of capillaries and that kind of thing exposed to that kind of friction. You could have exposure. So whatever you take in, if it's 100% safe, like maybe a condom,
yes,
then why would you introduce that to Trinidad and Tobago, where it have plenty men like that?
Well,
even women.
I will tell you what and I may not have current because I haven't been in the game maybe since before COVID. But I will tell you, before COVID, while I was still paying attention to what is going on in that world, the research was saying that a lot of the gains that were made in terms of influencing better sexual behavior in the developed world started to erode because people no longer took the risk of HIV or beginning to take the risk of HIV less seriously. So it changed behavior. So in our particular context now in Trinidad and Tobago, I think that we have abysmal sexual behaviors all the time. And now we know with the economic situation and the policy situation in the world, the price of condoms are going up. You used to get condoms every time you go in the health center, every time you go in a party, you go in a club, it have a big bowl. They made safer sex cool and they made it available. And I feel like that availability has gone down. I feel like the behavior has not improved. And us being a moralist society has not changed the fact that we don't behave well sexually. And the big difference that I note is that in the developed world, things like, say the O-word orgies, things like man and 3 and 4 girl, 3 and 4 girl at the same time, these things don't raise eyebrows, it's just a lifestyle. In our space, we very, clutch my purse, how could they do that? But the fact of the matter is, behind closed doors, we succumb to our desires, and in many cases, we succumb to those desires in a less than responsible manner, and the numbers show. And I feel like this is the big one now. If it is we're talking about what's going on in the society, we have an epidemic of absentee fathers. And I hope, I want to encourage every father out there, don't be one of the number.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That what you say there is true.
Yes.
I know that to be true.
Yes.
I myself might have been at one point in time accused of being that.
But fortunately, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, that what you say is serious, and therefore, just want to come back to the story where we started with Shalana Waldron. I don't know what would have want the lady, and we trying to look at the good things that coming out of all these people that missing, all these kidnappings and all these killings and that kind of thing that has been taking place. And this particular lady, I said before, there was a gentleman who was found with decapitated, and he was missing sometime around the same time. This particular lady, Shalana Waldron, she was missing since the 28th of April, like since last week. And she was found happy. She was found somewhere down south side, and she was found very happy. She said that she's in a good place, she's in a better place.
But we have to empathize with
so
the
much
brother
so
who's
much
left
so
behind. Eh?
So much so that she's saying that she is going to get married.
Yes.
With somebody who she met just probably a few days or a few weeks ago.
We happy for her?
So while people are saying that she's mental, she indicated that she's very normal, and she has no problem with, she has no problem moving on.
If we want to be responsible, so we have to wish her well, and we have to empathize with the brother who was left behind.
Well, I don't know if it's a brother or a sister.
Somebody was left behind.
Somebody appears to have been left behind.
Indeed.
But Francine is saying, if you're getting the right treatment,
yes,
dog does run away, cat does run away, so you could run away too.
That's correct.
Right? And we dovetail into the argument where we said that sometimes women are more prone to leaving. Women switch off very early.
I don't know if early is the word.
Well, there's a switch off.
But when they switch,
sometimes they leave long before they physically leave.
Correct.
Right? They leave psychologically long
correct.
time. They stop quarreling, they stop talking much.
Correct.
Yeah, they start operating much differently.
Yes.
And so much so that the silence is deafening.
Yes.
And then, of course, the physical part of it happens. So they might meet somebody else. They might start going out without you. They might start doing things differently. They might start coming home late and not wanting to touch them. All that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that the switch off, the switch, women the switch off.
Yes.
Men are a little different,
Yes.
right? And so the thing is, and that's the abuse part. That is those symptoms that I just gave you. Those are the more obvious ones because it have the situation where a woman will just start seeing somebody else and their business. They're leaving, but they start seeing somebody else and their business, and life goes on as normal, right? But all those are the things that sometimes characterizes what we see happen with Shalana and Shalana Waldron of Arima.
God bless you, Shalana.
So,
God bless you, Shalana.
But it's nice giving us that kind of statistics about HIV and AIDS and that thing you say men use.
Yes.
That is it banned in Trinidad, or is it that they're not promoting it?
I guess there's a difference between banned and not approved.
Well, not approved, but you could get it.
No.
Can't get it?
As far as I know right now, no.
Okay.
So and I mean I would of course and perhaps in future, sometimes we are thinking about what to talk about or what kind of conversations to curate. And I could think of a couple of people who could speak very definitively on these gender issues that maybe we could have as a guest to speak on those issues and give us the most current information on government policy and also how it is we treating with these issues. But I feel that, I mean, even when I was in it every day, I feel like historically government policy has not been forward-looking when it comes to sexual and reproductive health. I mean, by all means, big up the institutions who have done the work over the years.
But I know that used to be a big thing just a few years ago. I mean, all in your office, family planning will come. And I did, the first time I ever did the digital examination for prostate.
Yeah.
That was in an office where I was working, a government office.
Yeah.
And that, I think that was done through family planning and that kind of thing. They were very, very active in terms of, checking out not just female reproductive health, but male health also.
So it is so critical. I feel like it needs more funding and more attention.
So maybe funding might be an issue.
Policy is an issue.
Huh?
So for instance, to this day, unless policy changed last week, government's official policy on sexual and reproductive health education in schools is abstinence. Craziest thing to do.
Nobody have seen them.
Yeah? So if
them trying eating KFC from 5, so by the time them reach 11, 12,
oh God,
them gone clear.
they are hormonally pumped up.
Yeah.
Not only from a physique perspective, but from a development perspective.
Yeah, them big, them feeling big, them experiencing the same big thing we experiencing.
And safe sex is a skill. And it's a skill that
so you
we
say
are not,
they're still promoting abstinence.
yeah, not promoting abstinence. If I want to go and teach proper condom use. There was a particular project that I did some years ago. This was scary stuff, eh? And in that project, we reached out to what are called commercial sex workers. And we say, you know what, commercial sex workers who have sex with men for a living, let us do a little exercise in a controlled environment and let's see what you know about using a condom. People who have sex for a living, 8 out of 10 do not know how to properly put on a condom.
But they use it.
Well, we would assume. But again, if you are not using a condom properly, you're carrying down the effectiveness of the condom. There are people who still believe 2 condoms is better than 1. You understand? Not knowing that the friction from the condom will compromise the other condom and both of them could bust. Yeah? So there are these anomalies, and they could trace them back to. And 2 things I believe personally should be done in schools. We should be teaching young people to drive in schools, and we should be teaching young people money in schools. We don't teach young people anything about money. We should be teaching young people about safe sexual practices and responsible relationship practices. Because these are all things that young adults have to come out here and learn on their own, that they have to deal with every day.
What age you think they should start doing that though?
As far as I'm concerned, Form 1.
Form 1.
Yeah. Because you know what? You probably can't put a child at a wheel of a car, for instance, in Form 1. But you know we could start to teach them defensive driving with a video game.
Oh, simulation.
Yeah, pull out the PlayStation, let's drive safely. Yeah? There are things we could do. So when we see that we're losing, and I remember when it was at its worst, when every other day somebody was crossing the median, and we were losing hundreds of people a year on the road. It's gotten a little better, but the fact of the matter is too many people dying on the road. Every day I am on the road heading to Shogunas where I live, and it's mad driving on the road. If we caught young people early and started to teach them good values when it comes to driving, apart from driving skills, I predicted that in 10 years the road would be a safer place. If we taught young people, even before they start thinking about sex too much, this is the correct way to think about it. This is what a condom is and how to use it. This is risky, this is less risky, whatever the case is. This is real. You're going to be an adult and you're going to want to have sex soon. These are the concerns around it. I suspect we're going to have a healthier country when it comes to sexual and reproductive health in 10 years. If we start to teach people proper diet, we'll break some of our bad diet habits and we would have less hypertension and less diabetes. There is so much social engineering, and I mean big up the government of the day. The government of the day is, I see, trying to sneak some social engineering into the system. I want to advocate that we do it a little more aggressively in things that really affect our society negatively. Start early and get it into the education program.
Well, for one, you know, if you've been listening to this program very early, you know I am a kind of health enthusiast where food and that kind of thing is concerned. And sometimes it may not be radio palatable to say all the things you shouldn't eat because we have advertisers
and such, yes.
But so many things that we eat as individuals, maybe, I don't know, and there are things government or governments could do. I mean, while this is not a communist country, there are things you could just limit, and you could do it by making it very expensive, very prohibitive, right?
Indeed.
So things like flour, things like sugar. I mean, we as society, we like doubles, we like all the flour things. Things like
Matterson, we like portions.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, listen,
Man eating 6 doubles in one go.
yeah. What I'm saying now, but
Yeah.
I mean, it has so many things that really and truly killing your body.
Yeah.
And the people who earning the less income,
More
they're doing the worst of it. So they are the ones who are going to be taking up most of the spaces in the public hospitals.
Correct.
Because and then realizing, hey, hypertension, diabetes, all these things are lifestyle diseases. All these things are things that are determined by what you eat and your lifestyle.
And your lifestyle, yeah, the activity level.
And these things, and the things that looking and smelling and tasting very nice is the worst things for you.
I will tell you something.
But
Mr.
listen,
Matterson, you notice I lose a little size?
listen, but I don't know. I know I lose.
You lose?
But listen,
More?
let me show you. I remember a doctor in 2015. I remember this doctor asking me if I just cook my rice with salt
Yeah.
And I told her yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cooking my own food and thing.
Yeah.
And she says, stop cooking your rice with salt.
Mm-hmm.
And after I do it for a few times, you wouldn't know that there are no salt in it.
Mm.
Right? And I started doing that, and after that I never I have my pink salt too, my
Yeah, your Himalayan, yes.
salt, right? But I don't buy white salt again, I don't buy flour again.
Again, yeah.
Long time I stopped them thing. I mean there are certain things I just wouldn't eat. I prefer drink a bottle of water than to drink
yeah.
a soft drink.
Yeah.
Right? Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Them thing killing you.
Yeah. True.
Right? The cocaine of the world is sugar, right?
It's sugar.
And here what?
Most
That's the
addictive
thing
drug.
that's responsible for all the things, all the bad things that could happen to your body.
Yeah.
All sugar, diabetes, hypertension, cancer, sugar.
But sugar is our culture, sir.
Yeah?
Sugar is our culture.
Well, I'll continue eating it.
Yeah. But you see, it's not about the one or two enlightened ones like yourself.
Mm.
It is about the vast majority of people. We learn how to eat. We learn the bigger the roti, the better.
Listen.
We learn the mountain of rice and some peas on top of it and something on top of it. It's our culture. So the encouragement here is that we can get in front of these things within the schools. And I would, you don't have much
A
time.
simple thing, just ban them kind of soft drink and sweet things and things in school.
So
Or make it very prohibitive, expensive.
Let's look
because
at
here what that money. So if you make, I just saying, if you have a soft drink, right, and you know soft drink is the source of all the bad things that happen to people, right?
Yeah.
You make that.
Mm-hmm.
The manufacturer making it for $3.
Yeah.
And selling it for, and the retailer selling it for $5 and $7.
Yeah.
You make that $25 for one.
Yeah.
And the manufacturer still making it $3 because people still buy it. Manufacturer still making it $3. The retailer still making the $2. But $20 going to the government in taxes. You know where that going? That going in the healthcare system. Where you going to end up not too long from now.
Yeah.
Right? That going in so we could have more doctors, more nurses, bigger hospitals, more facilities. When you come in there, you're bound to get help. Unless people go be coming now because less people go have the money to buy them nonsense.
I hope that
I just say that's not the panacea for it, but it could be a solution.
But I'm saying to you also that this is something that was started in the past. I actually know of an investor that put down a lot of coconut trees for the specific reason that they believe that the government would take action on sugary drinks in schools. So they were preparing for demand, but the policy change never came.
Too much of coconut water is really good for you, eh? Too much of it.
I would say that we could take too much coconut water over too much chubby any day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I would say this when it comes to that. The current situation with textbooks. So we've announced, and I think that it is a very forward-thinking move, that textbooks, AI textbooks are coming in. And when you know my work in AI, and I have been speaking about Education 4.2 and other systems like it that have already been employed in other parts of the world. And as expected, the textbook mafia, so to speak, because it's an industry. It's an industry that feeds a lot of people, and they're all saying, listen, you're mashing up everybody living to go and put textbooks on tablets so a child can go to school with a tablet or a phone instead of going to school with a military rucksack with 50 pounds a thing.
But also the research show, you see, you had to follow the research also with laptop and all them things. The research shows that more virtual learning like laptops and
More screen time.
screen time is not necessarily helping,
Yeah.
right? It's not necessarily the best way to go. Learning how to be blended
It should be.
because the science has shown that children who, with the intervention of that kind of learning, they are more browsers than people who stick and read a book and try to read a book to get to get the material done and that kind of thing.
It's a very Western way of looking at
Yeah,
things.
no, I'm telling you, and this is research done in places like Norway and that kind of thing.
And that was saying it's a very Western way of looking at things. Because I'm going to give you the Eastern way of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
The Indians
Mm-hmm.
are engineering a future for what will be close to 2 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
And the competition is fierce. And that's why there's such a well-educated society, even though in many areas they're impoverished.
Mm-hmm.
China is engineering continued dominance, including dominance when it comes to AI.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a heavily digital society. And again,
Mm-hmm.
they're not shying away or they're not trying to balance.
No, well,
They
they have managed to incorporate everything into a digital future kind of thing.
Correct.
Right? So everything. We light years ahead of they are light years ahead of what we're trying to do here. You go into places like cities like Wuhan and all them places that was
Ridiculous.
just 10 years ago
Ridiculous.
was
Yeah.
had people living under the poverty line, and you would see that that like those kind of places, cities and things like
Living in the
it's
future.
it's like futuristic.
Yeah.
Everything is different. Everybody life change.
As close as Mexico City,
Mm.
as close as Uruguay,
Mm.
Montevideo, we have these deeply digital cities with complete technical immersion, and the young people are running ahead by leaps and bounds.
So a simple thing like I don't know, we're not getting it right here at all, but I mean I haven't traveled out of Trinidad and Tobago for the last probably 8 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
But if you travel,
Yeah,
you land in any airport.
yeah,
From the time you land, you could access the internet and that kind of, because you land, you don't know where you're going sometimes, you don't know where you think you mightn't have internet on your phone, you want to contact somebody, you want to contact a Uber or something.
yeah.
You have internet in a basic thing like internet in an airport.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think we have that here. And if we have it, it's not
Just
widely,
go near to rituals if I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
you.
right?
Yeah.
So I just find that to be strange. We don't pay much attention to convenience and accessibility and that kind of thing as certain bigger countries pay in terms, and even that to solve crime and all that kind of thing. The availability or the convenience of digital platforms to be able to do things and to be able to find things and to be able to access things in the way it should be, right? It's just not available here in the way it should be.
And I hope that, and I see signs that there's an intention to, we have to be deliberate about making sure that there isn't a gap generation. You see, this generation is in Form 1, Form 2 here. We have an opportunity to change how they see the world between now and when they age out of secondary school. I hope we could be aggressive about it. And I feel like going towards AI textbooks could be a step in the right direction.
Well, how does AI textbooks will the information changes every day, or what is it?
So I'll tell you one of the magical things about AI. AI in education makes customized learning possible. Not one size fits all learning. If it is you're strong on reading but you're poor on comprehension, AI will pick up, this person comprehension is so hot, and it will strengthen you there. You know, you're strong on your letters but you're not strong on your numbers. We had to drill this some arithmetic into this person. So I think with that level of customization, also the level of interactivity that could be put into the learning experience, you have a better chance of a better rounded young person. Because the other thing about it is, and I can tell you about my company, I do have no use for anybody who's not AI fluent. If you are not AI fluent coming in, or you're not ready to learn to be AI fluent very quickly, I can't work with you. And it's only going to become worse. And it's only a matter of time before companies start calling you Mr. Matheson to help them navigate the separation of the people who refuse to be technology savvy within the next 2 years. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I know that. It has already started.
Of course it
already,
has.
Last week I did one of that. I mean, it has already started. And with the coming on stream very soon of the new legislation, those who looking to do that quick.
Fast. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Because it will become very expensive
Indeed.
when that new legislation is assented to or passed through the
So let me ask you now an industrial relations question, sir. Somebody's in a company, they have very rudimentary technology skills, and their level of execution of tasks is not keeping pace with the performance requirements of the company over time. They've been repeatedly warned, they've been repeatedly trained, they've been repeatedly mentored, they're just not getting it. How do you feel about that company? Firstly, in the morality of it, and then secondly, the practicality and the legality of it. A company taking the stance of this person's performance metrics do not meet the needs of the business, and we have to separate this person in the most humane way possible.
Well, the first thing is, I only hope that company was doing its due diligence with managing the person's performance all the time. That is, letting the persons know where they are, where their performance, and with following it up with writing the person and that kind of thing, and keeping a record of it. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you're talking of, I could see a situation like that emanating, ending in a redundancy situation.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking AI and we're talking changes in the workplace and that kind of thing, if you aren't able to adapt to the new systems, you will become redundant. And redundancy is what gives rise to retrenchment.
Indeed.
So if you're redundant, then of course, if you have become redundant, then of course you'd follow the act and do what you're supposed to do. And that is, you'll have discussions with the worker or workers, and you let them know what the situation is. They become redundant. There's a part of the act that allows for offering the persons alternative employment if available. But of course, you will have to give the worker the notice, the 45 days notice, which is about 2 months. And of course, then you would have to tell them how they were chosen, how they became redundant, how they was chosen to be selected for retrenchment, whether they was whether they were selected by virtue of their performance, or whether they was selected by virtue of they coming in last in the organization, and that you would have to do, and those are statutory not provision, but those are statutory procedures. And after that, you do what is necessary. There's a computation in the act that allows for you to pay the person according to how much years they work. If they work for more than 5 years, you have to pay them X amount. If they work for less than 5, that kind of thing. And you could compute it yourself. But the best thing, always I tell people to do is to call in a consultant, call in somebody like myself to help you put you through that process, because that process most of the time is a very serious process that could get into some serious problems if you do the wrong thing.
And easy to get wrong. Yeah.
So it is always good to call in a consultant, an employment law person who would be able to guide you as the best way to go. But as we said before, today is short. Today we'll be just here for 1 hour today, and it was a very exciting 1 hour. We are counting down. We are going to pay some bills now, and the show is coming to an end. So it was a pleasure being with you this evening, and we look forward to being with you tomorrow.
Have a good evening, guys.
Have a good evening.